Hi everyone, my name is Edna. I am the founder of Horological Atelier, the home of TimeVault, I said Provenance, and Bovaro watches, and also Clevio watches. But today I'm here to speak about TimeVault. If anyone asks me the question, who am I and what is my entry into this space, it's not quite the most straightforward way of entering an industry or a market. It stems from many years of passion in the industry. I've always loved watches. I've always enjoyed them. I've enjoyed their movements, their design, their colors, the stories behind them. We know that the first watch was designed for a woman. So naturally, it made sense that individuals like myself and many other women who are in this industry would be much more interested to deal with watches. But over the years, I'd always enjoyed collecting watches. Not that I have a large collection now. I've not always had the money to be able to afford an expensive watch, and I still don't have the money to afford an expensive watch. But I do have watches that I can afford, that I own. And that's how I found myself here in this place where I've always enjoyed looking at the designs, and I would visit the different places that sold watches all the way from Zimbabwe to South Africa, and anytime I traveled to the UK and many other places. And then fast forward to 2024, I figured I was like, you know what? I've done quite a lot of research. I think I know just about a fraction, and the fraction is not 100%, or the fraction isn't perfect. It was just me saying that I know something about watches. So I decided to design my own watch if I were to wear my perfect watch. So I designed my first Bovaro watch. That is how Bovaro watch came to be. Then a few months after that, I designed Clevio watches. But Clevio watches was designed from pure passion and pure love because I designed it for my mom. She had been unwell for some time and then she subsequently passed away. And the design of both of those watches are a patent design, and I made them for her. That was it. So that was the push for me that brought me here. But to the story of TimeVault, it was because of provenance and wanting to be able to buy the right thing. So now this brings me back not to me being a micro brand, but to me being a customer. So beginning of 2024, just before my mom passed away, I wanted to buy a watch that would commemorate the time we had together. So with the little money that I had, a couple of £1,000s, I shopped around and then I finally found the watch I wanted. And the watch I wanted was a vintage Rolex. I purchased the vintage Rolex from a I would just call them a watch reseller, but they're a little small boutique that sells watches here in London. I bought the watch. It was 14 karat gold. It was the perfect size because I have a small wrist, so I bought the watch. I enjoyed it the first week, and then it started having intermittent timekeeping issues. I called back the place where I bought the watch and I asked them, this is not working properly. They're like, did you wind it? Because it's a manual wind. I was like, I know how to wind a watch. So I did wind it and it still wasn't keeping time. So that's about at the 2 week mark. And I was just like, okay, this is frustrating. So I called them back again and I asked them, did you service the watch? Can you please give me the service information? And they per se wouldn't give me the information. So that was a little bit annoying. So I took it upon myself to go to Rolex and ask them, oh, hey guys at Rolex, could you please fix my 14 karat watch from about the 1950s somewhere there? They're like, oh, sorry, we can't help you because this is way too old, but you can go to an authorized Rolex service partner. They gave me the name of the service partner. I went there and that individual told me it would take about 6 or 7 months and it will cost anything from £600 above. And I'm thinking, I just spent £2,000 or more actually on this watch, and the last thing I need is to spend more money. Not to say that I didn't think the watch was worth it and the cause I was purchasing the watch for was not good. It was. So I went back to the place where I bought the watch and I told them, this is what happened. Could you please fix things? So they didn't want any smoke. I didn't want to give anyone smoke. So they gave me back my money. Now, I realized that I wasn't above being duped. No matter how much research I could have done, no matter whatever it is I could have done, this could happen to anybody. And I'm not saying they duped me. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't. but the story just wasn't clear. There was not enough information for me to know about this watch. So I knew this happened to people when you're buying a second-hand watch or a vintage watch. So I sat down with myself. I was like, I have done quite a lot of research in watches and the second-hand market. While I don't understand it all completely, because no one can know the start to the end of an industry, but you can try and move with it in the time in which you're in. So I started to develop the solution for TimeVault, and that's how TimeVault was built. It's a long enough story, but I hope not too long. So TimeVault is a provenance platform and a digital certificate at this stage. We help you create provenance for your watch. We gather all the information that you have about the watch, anything we may know about that watch, about maybe the previous owners, maybe the service history. We put it on a platform that is blockchain based, that is secure. All of your personal information is kept off chain. We only keep on chain asset information, that is the information that you give us about your watch. Now, this is a self-declaring platform, but you do have to go through Know Your Customer for you to be able to use the platform. So effectively, we help you create provenance for your watch so that your watch can have a proper story going forward. And if you ever found yourself wanting to resell the watch, it has a very good story. You're able to log in your service history, purchase insurance, mention if the watch has had any changes, let's say to the strap or to the hands. All of that information can be included within the platform, and you're able to add information at any point in time. If you're unable to do it yourself, we're more than happy to give you a white glove service. You send us an email and we'll be able to support you with creating your provenance record. So what actually made me build this platform, much more than the story that I gave you, it's because I didn't want a lot of people to have the same issues of not knowing where your watch come from and where it is going. We currently do not offer authentication within the platform. We're looking to work with authentication partners to be able to provide that service for you. And again, it will be mandatory for you to choose to have your watch authenticated. But it's only good for the greater ecosystem for people to choose those options. So how I've thought about this was this. If I want to buy a watch that is legitimate, that means I also have to be an honest player within the industry, which means I need to give honest information. I need to be able to identify myself when I use the platform, mention that, oh yes, I do own this asset. I should be willing, where appropriate, if I want to check if the watch is lost or stolen. We have an API connection with a company that supports us to be able to check if a watch is recorded as lost or stolen. So that's really good. And we have obviously service partners that we are going to be working with, and we have insurance that you can purchase. So this is all good behavior that we are trying to ensure within the platform. So if you choose to be a person that works with us, a customer, a collector, you have to go through the same Know Your Customer, and then you register your watches. If you're a brand, a reseller, we go through the same process, but within brand Know Your Customer or auction Know Your Customer or whatever kind of customer you are. The same thing with service partners. What we help you is to start creating that engagement story that allows you to keep having that relationship with your customers. The plan is that people just don't just give you their information and then it ends there. There's so many things you will be able to do within the platform with time. So not only logging in your insurance details or purchasing insurance or or inputting your service information, you're able to see the trust scoring of your asset. This is a calculation based on the information you've provided on your asset. So the images of the watch, of the papers, of the box, if you have that stuff. But we know not everybody has the box, but you know how much you purchased the watch for. If it was a gift, Well, you could estimate how much the value of that watch would be at that point in time in the condition in which it's in. The next question people tend to ask me is, why does it matter beyond my own experience? What matters beyond my experience is you. It's everybody. Because we are all players in this space. I own my watch today. If I do not want it tomorrow for whatever reason, I gift it to a family member, to a friend. It still needs to have the right story. If I sell it, it still needs to have the right story. We want to avoid a situation where somebody ends up inheriting or buying a Frankenstein watch. So it has the hallmark of it being the brand that you like, but then inside it, it's not exactly the thing that you purchased. That is not a good investment. And I know a lot of people would say watches are not good investment, but that's a story for another day. We can have that discussion another day. So effectively, we are ensuring that everyone is a good player. Therefore, TimeVault as a brand, we are brand agnostic. We are able to help you create provenance for any brand of watches. Currently in the platform, we represent over 58 brands. I mean, I would like to name drop, but should I not? Maybe I won't at this point in time. If you want me to name drop, it'll be a conversation for another day. But we have 58 individual brands, from one of your most expensive, or some of your most expensive and iconic brands, all the way to your smaller brands and micro brands. So we are here for absolutely everybody. We provide the same standard care of service for well-known brands to the lesser known brands. Where is this going, and what do you want people to do? So where we're going to a place where we are not just going to be a digital certificate and a provenance record keeper and maker. We don't fake documents here. We create those documents with you, with your support, with your honesty. We're not just going to be that. Our hope is to become a fully compliant digital product passport in accordance with the regulations that are coming. It will come to us within the industry within the next 2 years. So we might as well be ahead of the times, or at least moving towards that place. So what do we need from you as our customers, or for you as our users, or for you from you as the environment, everybody who uses the platform? We would love for you to contact us via email. We register you. That means you self-declare your assets. We register those assets. We create certificates for you. We give you access to the platform. And that way we'll be able to connect you to service partners and to insurance. We're working with 3 insurances, so you're able to buy insurance. Who do we work with? We work with everybody across the world. Currently, we're based in the UK, and currently we have UK only insurance, but we're looking to engage with other insurance partners from many other places. And that's exactly where we're going. From a brand perspective, you'll be asking us, why can't I just go to the brand that I purchased the watch from? Now, we definitely want that to happen. We want to work with the brands. We represent 58 brands across the globe. So if we have 58 brands within our platform, that means they are individuals with these watches who are not engaging with the brand for whatever reason. So as brands, when we contact you, we hope that you will look at our proposal and really read it and understand it for the merit and for the reasons why we are doing this. Why are we doing this to brands, if you may ask? We want to connect you with customers who have lost contact with you. When people buy watches as secondhand, or they inherit them as secondhand, for some reason they tend to lose contact with the initial brand. And if they come to us, we want to be able to bring them back to you for servicing and for warranty increases and for many other things that those individuals could have. We are just here to support the engagement and to support the provenance for those watches. There is no hidden agenda in us wanting to work with the brands. So that starts from the smaller brands to the larger brands. We're not only looking at the certified pre-owned programs only, we're looking at new products. That means we'll be able to support smaller brands, medium brands, larger brands, established brands, upcoming brands with creating certificates for their watches. So that means we provide you a solution, horology as a service, like any SaaS product. You'll be able to log in on your own platform, create those certificates for your customers, and share those with your customers. That is the service we provide to brands, to retailers, to auctioneers, to anyone that deals with selling watches. We are open to working with all of you. If you have any questions, I'm more than happy to answer all of those questions to you. I will provide you my details via email, and we can have a chat. And to collectors, you're able to create that Provenance story. You're able to support the story so that when you think of giving away that watch, will be able to help you with that. And when the regulation for digital product passports finally gets to the watch industry, we hope that the brands will be working with us, and retrospectively they will be able to provide you extra information about the materials that have been used to making your watch. I know you'd say, but I know it has a leather strap, I know it's it's 316L steel. Yes, but then there's a lot more to that. Where was the gold sourced? From which country? From stuff like that. It matters to certain individuals. We know not to everybody, but to those that value that level of provenance, that level of information, the level of detail, that is exactly what we're doing here as a brand, as a product, as a solution. So I look forward to speaking to you and to telling you more about the product. We are a startup. That means money is consistently very tight. So when it comes to upgrades and updates, we rely on people supporting us. So the more customers we have, the better we are able to provide you better solution within the platform. That means if you want to know or see what the platform looks like, I think I'll share another video and show you what it looks like, what you get. But we create that provenance, we create that certificate that you're able to scan and transfer ownership to individuals if you're gifting or selling. So it allows you that flexibility. We do not manage the physical asset for you. We do not hold it for you. We do not take it away from you. But we support you throughout that journey. I hope that this video has been a little bit enlightening. And I look forward to speaking to everybody again. Thank you. Bye.